How many times am I going to tell this makeup artist that because someone is playing the role of a bad girl doesn't mean you paint her all over the place that she ends up looking like a marine spirit instead of a bad girl on campus? How many times do I need to sound this to the ears of makeup artists in movies? Hello everybody, my name is Aris Daniel. Today I'll be talking to you all on a movie titled The Reason. The Reason is a film directed by Kayode Babalola and produced by Seyi Pedro Adetola. The DOP on the set of the film was Kunle Adepoju. Lighting was done by Tomipe and John Alabi. The sound was done by Oluwatosin Ayeni. Makeup artist on the set was Funke Adepoju, and it was edited by Biodun Williams. Alright, straight up to the casting of the film. Opeyemi Akintunde played Dami, and Janet Oloyede and Ayokola Tosin and Seyi Pedro Adetola played Moyo. Alright, straight up to the storyline of the movie. It tells the story of a particular lady played by Opeyemi Akintunde's character. The movie is a very emotional film. She was on campus and she was living a wayward life and she had wayward friends. And then her friend, played by Seyi Pedro's character, who was Moyo, evangelized to her, admonished her, and then she changed her ways and then began to follow Christ, follow Jesus. But at the end of the day, it felt like when she just gave her life to Christ, it felt like that was when tribulation started coming. She had an accident, she became crippled, she lost her fiance, and a lot of things happened to her that were so negative when she gave her life to Christ. I mean, it's relatable, right? Because Christ has not promised us a smooth journey, but he promised us rather an expected end. All right. At last, I think she lost her legs and she wasn't able to walk anymore. And then everybody ran away from her, and then she was living in isolation, and a lot of things happened to her. At the end of the film, everything was settled in the sense that she got a husband played by Kayode Babalola's character. She got someone who was reputable that wanted to get married to her at the end of the film. And then I needed to see her walk, I needed to see her rise again, but they did not give me the privilege of seeing her walk again. Alright, straight up to the things that were okay, the good and the bad of this movie. The message was strong. Everything in this film happened so fast, and that I enjoyed about the film. They didn't waste time or drag on scenes. They didn't drag too long on scenes, and everything ended and wrapped up quick at a good time. They saved my time and saved everybody's time that are watching. All right, the costuming was okay. The costuming was not perfect, but I can give them a pass for that. The story and the message, which I've said earlier, those were the things that were good about this movie. Straight up to the dislikes, things that I could fault them for in this movie. You could see people in the night sleeping with trousers on, sleeping with heavy makeups on. I mean, that these ladies are playing the role of bad girls doesn't mean they will go to the extent of sleeping with makeup on, or sleeping on trousers, or sleeping with heavy makeup, or sleeping with their wigs on. I mean, that was a big flaw that was neglected by the director and everyone on set. Alright, next thing was that the makeup on all the ladies were too excessive. Alright, I've talked about that. Opeyemi Akintunde's character couldn't have followed the message. She came to church and then she immediately followed the message the pastor was talking on earlier. How did she follow the message? I mean, she came late and then she still followed the message she followed the story he was explaining to the congregation. That didn't work. That seemed wrong, or that didn't seem possible for her to still follow the message to the end, seeing the fact that she missed almost half of the story the pastor was illustrating before the congregation. All right, next thing was that there were grammatical errors in this movie and diction problems. All right, next thing was that where there were supposed to be theme songs, there were a kind of cartoon sounds. I don't know, one of all these cartoon skit sounds that they pick and make comedy skits with. They just put them and fill them in where there were supposed to be serious theme songs for the film. That I faulted about the film. Next thing was that Bro Caleb's character felt not comfortable with his lines. He's a good actor, but I think he still needs to be worked on. He wasn't comfortable with delivering his lines, and it felt like he was on tension while delivering his lines, or it felt like he wasn't okay delivering his lines. There were sound problems. It was as if they didn't use microphone in this film. At some point the sound ceased completely and I didn't hear anything. There were sound problems. All right, next thing was that Moyo kept on saying she's handicapped, she can't do anything. I mean, you're a computer programmer, you don't need to stand up before you can use the computer. You don't need to stand up or walk before you can start blogging. You don't need to stand up and walk before you start doing anything with the computer. Sit down, get a desktop, get a laptop, and do something for yourself. But it felt like she couldn't work again, so her whole life has crashed. This lady is a computer programmer. Maybe another course would have worked. Maybe if she studied medicine and then she couldn't walk again on her two legs, or maybe if she studied law and but using a computer programmer who could have been able to sit down and still type, or sit down and still blog, or sit down and still create websites, or do things with the computer, as somebody that cannot do anything again, that I felt was wrong about this movie. Maybe another course should have been used for her. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is all I'm able to gather for The Reason. Go check it out. It's already uploaded on YouTube. And then let me know your thoughts in the comment section. My name remains Maurice Daniel. At last, I'll be giving this film 6/10. Bye for now. I'll see you all later in the next one.